Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world's most pointless podcast. Welcome to the Audio Asylum. I'm the usual. I'm Joe. I'm just here, but I'm here with the man Drew Torres. Drew's been on the show before. How's it going, bro?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
A lot better than what I was like 3 months ago. A lot better than what I was a month ago.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot better. So I don't know if
a lot's changed in 3 months, man.
a lot has
It's
changed.
crazy.
Oh yeah, and we're like finally kind of like the world's kind of normal-ish now.
It's getting there.
Yeah. Yo, so I don't know if you remember this because I started this like 5 years ago, but you were the first ever guest ever. Like,
I remember.
and
It
I
was
didn't
good
have a
times,
mic.
That's all right. I don't have a mic right now either. I'm fucking winging it right now, bro.
Yeah, well, now with cell phones technology and everything, you sound fine, honestly, on this end.
This is true. Can
But
you
we
hear
were,
me all right? You're good?
yeah, I hear you fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but I
Sound
remember,
closer so I could hear you fucking better. All right.
gotcha. Yeah, but I remember we recorded that, like, and I didn't have a mic, so we had to sit super close to my shitty laptop.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's right. Oh
Yeah,
man, good times, bro. Good times.
the show's
Yeah.
come a long way since then.
Oh, bro. Phew. You guys, man, creative people with your dare pongs and answer the internets and all that, bro. I love that shit. So entertaining, bro.
Yeah, man, your answer to the internet's probably my favorite one, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff is gonna change, as I said on the past 2 episodes. But I thought it would be cool to get you back on since all this time has passed, and like we have a new audience, still small but growing audience, and like to learn more about you, bro. I mean, I know a lot about you, but I feel like I can learn about you through this episode also.
Oh, I mean, there's always, bro, always space for freaking knowledge and all that shit. We've known each other, what, 10, 12 years already or something like that?
Long
And
time.
we still got stuff to learn about each other, man.
For real. I feel like every time we hang out and talk, something new gets learned on either end. Especially me with you. I feel like I learned something every single time I talk to you.
Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. That's a beautiful thing, man. Like teach each other, we fucking grow together. It's fucking awesome, man.
Facts, dude. So for
Yeah.
those of you watching or listening that don't know, Drew is a musician here in the Bronx, New York. And you've been at it for quite a while, man. Like,
Yeah. Tell me about it.
like for those that don't know, like when did like the whole journey kind of start?
Oh man. Well, okay. So I started playing guitar at around 9 years old. Um, Actually, yeah. No, it might have been. Yeah, I think I might have just turned like 10. So it was like late nine ish. But I remember that summer, I asked my mom to get me this guitar out of a Fingerhut catalog, bro. Fingerhut, remember that shit?
I don't remember that. Explain what that is to people.
That is like an old school like mail out snail mail catalog where you had to like, call in your order or send them your order number, what product you want and stuff like that, and where to ship it and everything, and you send a check in the mail to
Oh
them
shit.
for that product. So that's obviously pre-internet days,
Yeah. I was just about to
But
say before Amazon existed.
so my mom agreed to get me a guitar from this Fingerhut catalog, which came with a little amp. I remember it was a Harmony guitar,
Oh shit.
and I remember the first day I got it. I opened up the box, and my E string, my high E string, the smallest one, was
Yeah.
broken.
Oh fuck.
It was like snapped, I guess, maybe in shipping or something like that, or it got jostled around a little bit or something like that. But I remember being so distraught and just being like, yo, I just want to play my new guitar. So My dad actually took me to Schuylerville Music Store, which used to be on East Tremont.
Yeah, I remember that place. That's where I
And he
first
took me there
started.
to go get the string replaced. And he inquired about lessons. And he was like, "You want to take lessons?" He was like, "I'm only gonna pay for it for you if you do it faithfully and if you dedicate yourself to it and actually do it." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And bro, I like I think I missed one lesson in like 5 years because I was like really sick.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So I was like,
All in.
I was all in, man, all in. And I mean, plus, I didn't really have much to do then. We had just moved to Throgs Neck and everything like that. I really didn't have many friends. So I stood hours practicing and practicing like every fucking day. And it was something that I looked forward to coming home from school and everything like that. So, anyways, fast forward, wrote my first song when I was like 15. It was about my dog who died.
It's funny because on the cliff notes I have first song bullet pointed, but I never knew that. See, once again, I learned. So your first song was about your first pet.
Yep, yep. It was called Goodbye, and it's actually recorded.
Oh shit.
But like, these are like you would have to come to me, and I have to break the CD out from like
Oh
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. It's like it's that deep, bro. It was with my old band, Just a Feeling. So that was actually my first band that I was ever in. It was a punk band called Just a Feeling, and we
Wow.
were based out of Woodside, Queens. So I would have to travel to Queens like every weekend, and as like a 15-year-old with a freaking guitar on my back, just.
Wow.
But I did it. I did it faithfully. It was awesome. It was great. I usually would just sleep over my drummer's house where we would practice, and like that's how I did it. So I was with that band for so long till I was about 18. So it was like 3 years. So I did that straight, and I never hung out in Throgsmith. Never hung out where I lived. I was always
Yeah.
in Queens, Manhattan playing a show, Lower East Side doing a show or something like that, and that's pretty much my roots, man. That's where things like started, and that's where I got like my performance chops up really in those 3 years as a frontman and just as a lead singer. Like, got all the nerves out of myself and everything, and got really comfortable being on stage, and it was great
I was just
learning.
about to ask when you were in Just the Feeling, you were the front man for vocals and lead guitar?
Well, actually, yeah, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was a punk band, so it was all like kind of power chordy, but
Gotcha.
I would do little leads when I could and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much.
And the first time ever doing any kind of music stuff in front of people ever was with that band, or did you do like anything in school?
I did do well, there was always school concerts. When I was in junior high school, I was already playing for like a few years, and they would always have me pull out a guitar solo and stuff like that. And of course, the rest of the band, they were kids, still
Yeah.
learning. So it was all like, like
Were you
sneaking
like
in
the
the room and
go-to?
stuff.
What was it like? Drew has the solo like every time.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah. It was like that big finale. Like, all right, cool. We're gonna end with the guitar solo and then cut out.
That must be like a big like boost of confidence though for somebody in junior high school.
It was as a kid, and actually, it got me a lot of popularity for some reason. Like, I was always like the cool guy that played an instrument in school, and I don't even know why. I was like, yeah, a lot of people play instruments, so I guess these kids were just really impressed or something. I don't know.
Well, you're really fucking good. So,
Thank you, bro.
so you mentioned never hanging out in Throg's Neck, which I wish I never did, but but so how did you were performing in Queens and Manhattan? How did like the Bronx music scene opportunities like come about? Is there like somebody you met that got you involved in that?
It's funny. Man, it was so long ago. I got into the Bronx scene because I believe it was probably Dave Rose or somebody who was running rumors at the time that became Waterbury's. here in Throgs Neck.
Oh, okay.
There was a place called Rumors, which is like
Is that a
right
bar?
around the block from FLC. And
Oh,
there was a show there, and they booked Just a Feeling. And I remember playing that show, and we did pretty good, for not really practicing that much, because we were practicing like once, twice a week, But we did pretty good, and eventually I ended up leaving that band and going solo, but Dave, I guess, kept me, in the loop and stuff. And then I started doing like solo gigs eventually and doing like my own thing. I was cutting out recordings on MySpace. I was,
I
you know,
remember the MySpace.
yeah, man, I had my own little thing going. I made my own little name. I had my own little brand, just True Torres and shit like that. And I was doing the coffee houses at Lehman. I was that eventually led to the big acoustic show that was the first time I got to step on that FLC stage. I remember it was in the month of March. I don't remember what year, man. It was so long ago. It might have been like 2006 or 7, bro. It
Sheesh, that's a
was,
while back.
yeah, man, it was a while back, bro. But yeah, it was crazy experience for me to get up there, and people were like, "Whoa!" And I remember selling all my demos that night. I had just made these little home recordings, and I remember just they were selling like hotcakes, and I was like, I ended up selling out that night, that first night at FLC,
Wow.
and I guess that's how my name started kind of spreading around, and people started to get to know me, and it was like, oh shit. And then eventually TFAC hit me up, and a lot of people from like, I was doing a lot of open mics. I didn't go to college after high school, so I just was grinding, grinding, grinding. I was out there on in the Lower East Side. I would do sometimes 3 or 4 open mics a week.
Wow.
I was going to the Creek and the Cave and for not Forest Hills, Long Island City.
Oh, the creek in the cave. That wound up like turning into a big comedy spot. Like,
Comedy, right? Yeah, yeah. So it used to actually be music and comedy, and a nice little bar, just a cool, awesome little place to just hang
it's a
out.
nice place,
Uh,
man.
it
Rest
is
in
still a
peace.
nice. I think it's still there, right?
No,
It's not.
it fucking pandemic. It was one of the first places to go during the
That's,
pandemic.
their nachos were the best, bro.
Dude, the Lauren took me there like the year before COVID to go like see like Big J. Like he was there. And like I remember it had like such a nice punk rock vibe, but
Yep,
it was like a nice place that there was a downstairs. Did you perform downstairs or upstairs?
I did downstairs.
Yeah, they have a nice room down there for performing. The
Yeah,
pinball
it was like
machines.
you go downstairs and like right to the left. It was like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it was. I think where I was upstairs to the left. I think the bar was downstairs.
Yeah,
I
there's a
used to
bar
go to the
downstairs.
bar. Yeah,
Yeah, the bar's to the left downstairs, and then like they have like pinball machines and shit. I don't know if they had that when you were there.
they did later on when I started hanging out there, like just to hang out there because I missed the place.
Yeah.
They had the whole arcade machine and the pinball thing, and the pool table
Yeah.
downstairs. So I was like, oh shit, okay, all right, this is a spot now. Like I just wish they were closer, man.
Man, that's crazy to learn that like you played there. I didn't know that either. And also like I started to hang out there with Lauren 2 or 3 times, like right
Yeah.
before fucking COVID fucked it.
I feel you, man.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. So it was my life was all about open mics, man. There was this place on 86th Street that I used to like, DTUT, who stood for Downtown Uptown. That was a nice little open mic that they were running. Sidewalk Cafe on Monday nights had a nice open mic thing. They're closed down, I think, too now.
Damn.
Bro, all the venues, man. I used to play Bowery Poetry Club a lot.
I remember that
Got to
place.
play the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. That was a great experience. I even got to play the Blue Note, the famous jazz club.
I've heard of you've mentioned this in private conversation to me.
Mhm.
Describe to people that are listening or watching what the Blue Note is, why that's important.
So the Blue Note is pretty much like it was a happening spot back in the jazz era, when famous musicians would play there. I mean, like the greats, all the greats. Miles Davis, Wynton Marsalis, and all them. Uh, Hancock. You know, forget it. The list goes on and on, bro. The place is just it's a landmark, man. It's fucking amazing, but really, really sick spot, man. So nice,
Do you
so
think
good.
that might have been one of your favorite places to perform when you were starting out?
That was a good spot, but I actually didn't play my original stuff. I actually improved the whole time I was on that stage
Oh
because I was
wow.
playing with I was actually backing up a couple cats from this group called Symphonics,
Okay.
and I was there on guitar. I was doing my thing. I was doing my slaps, and my boy Dove was singing hooks, and my boy Sean Randall was rapping and just vibing and getting the crowd going. And it was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful experience. Like we didn't really know what we were gonna deliver, but we just got out there, got up on that stage, and we just all improv and just vibed with each other, and the crowd vibed with us, and it was a crazy, beautiful experience. My heart was freaking out my chest by the time I got off stage because I was so nervous because I was like, yo, I gotta make some shit up. Like
Yeah, for what, like a 45-minute set or
it
longer,
was a
you said
good
that?
like 20, 25 minute set. So it wasn't the longest. So thankfully,
Still
I got
pressure though to improv for 25 minutes straight though.
bro on that stage with that kind of like, oh my god, bro, it was nerve wracking. There was even like a green room in the back that I was like chilling in before. I'm like, oh my god, all right, I got this. Like,
Would you say like after like you've been doing this for so long that that's like the ultimate test you think of a good musician, probably like to get up there and improv with people that like you barely got to practice with? Because I've heard a lot of like other musicians on other radio shows and podcasts. Corey Taylor has said the same thing. He said you have to do it live and sometimes have to do it live without a net.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say okay. There's a lot of really great musicians out there who are good at what they do because they work hard, they're structured, they're disciplined, they have you know, a lot of time, a lot of patience, and they work hard on specific things. And then there's some people who are good at just, you can just kind of throw anything at them, and they're like kind of like right there, like they're in there and they feel it. Music is the language of the soul, and it doesn't always have to be so structured and so on paper and so theoretical. A lot
Yeah.
of times it can just be felt and be expressed through your well, you know, your feelings, your emotions, your intuition. Because a lot of times you got to also anticipate as a musician what another musician is about to do. Like, you kind of feel it. You kind of have to, I don't know, you gotta groove with it. And you
Yeah.
just like, bro, I gotta say, like, there's some cats out there that I've played with where it's like instant connection, bro. Like instant. Like there's guitarists out there that I'm just like, oh, I just vibe with just naturally, and other musicians, keyboardists, drummers, bassists, like everything. Like, there's just some people that can just take their instrument and just fucking go.
Do you remember like, so for those of you like I said, that are new to this catching up like who we are, Drew has been teaching me guitar and on and off sessions for years. Do you remember what you said to me the first time we sat down for a full hour lesson? Do you remember like how you started it after you were done teaching me chords?
No, what did I say? Refresh my memory.
So you taught me like all my open stuff, and then we started getting the scales and like reading it,
Yeah.
and then I was having a little bit of trouble reading certain stuff, and like you didn't get upset or anything. You went, "All right, I see like how you learn." and like you put the paper down, you went, I'm not gonna teach you theory. Fuck theory.
Yeah.
He was like, forget what I just said. He's like, I'm gonna teach you in a different way, which you were basically letting me improv, like pretty much. You were just showing me ways to improv. But I'll never forget that, dude. I'll never forget you turning over the paper that you wrote on. And like I said, he wasn't upset. He just caught the way I learned. I was a visual learner. And you went, all right, fuck theory. We're not doing theory. Like
some people, honestly, I'm not a theory guy myself. I know it. I'm familiar, I know where everything goes. I know how it's supposed to look. I can read piano sheet music, which is both, treble and bass clef at the same time. Yeah. It's no problem. It's just getting a feel for it and getting knowing everything. There's just so much. It's so much because you got to take notes of your flats and sharps at the very beginning of the thing. You got to take note of your tempo. You got to know, rest when you're coming in, what this is, what, little flag notes, little ties, things like that. Bro, it was what I went through in high school for 4 years because I was in the jazz band. So I had nothing but sheet music in front of me all day, every day. And I vandalized this damn sheet music by just writing the chords out right on top of the thing. So I was just like, all right, I got this here. So I ended up having like a cheat sheet, for myself for like 4 years. And, guy didn't say anything. My teacher didn't say anything. Shout out to Mr. Mazzola.
Yeah, I remember that. Once again, that was a similar way you taught me, where when you would write out stuff for the song, you would put the chord above it. And then now when I practice at home and I'm looking up stuff, I catch myself doing that now. Like I write out what chord it is.
It helps, bro. It helps, especially if you have the lyrics.
Yeah.
Learn something with words. It's you can tell, okay, at this word, I'm going to change to this key and this chord and things like that. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Speaking of lyrics, dude, I think I'm not just saying this because you're my boy, but I don't know anybody else that writes lyrics the way you do. I think it's amazing. Where does that influence come from? I mean, for those of us that know you, you've openly spoke that you're a big Green Day fan and the punk side is very Billy Joe Armstrong influenced, but there's a lot more in there. Because you have a MC side of you too. You have bars. Drew has bars.
Thank you, bro.
Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to freestyle. I wouldn't put you under.
It's all good. I didn't think you were. It's all good. But lyrics, man. Lyrics, I don't know, dude. I honestly couldn't even tell you where I get the mind for it. I don't know where it came from. I remember that I used to really suck at it. Bad, bro. I have books. You know what? That's why. I never fucking stopped. I never stopped doing it. Even though I was really, really shitty at it in the beginning. Because, bro, I was, man. I started writing songs at 15. And that first song that I wrote, Goodbye, it was good for a 15-year-old, but it's incredibly cliche. The lyrics are super something you would hear on fucking 80s radio. It was so cliche, just, how can I ignore the memories of us rolling on the floor? Stuff it was just how can I forget the day we met? Really stuff just kind of, meh, it's just there. But I never stopped. I just kept writing songs and I kept writing and kept writing and kept writing. And then I eventually learned to convey more of my life in a metaphorical way. And I started utilizing my vocabulary a lot more. And I started to, branch out genre wise because I was well, it's just me. So what's holding me back really at this point,
There's no limits at that point.
Exactly. It was just bro, just shoot for fucking stars, man. So
I would say even in the band, like I feel like there's no like I always say this when I talk about you. You've heard me say this thousands of times. I can't slap a genre on you or the band.
Yeah, I don't want that either. That's
Yeah, like
great.
I don't know what the hell you would get listed up there on a streaming platform, but I say it all the time. Like you look at a song like a novella, right? Like that's like
Yeah.
this reggae pop song, and then you look at Bottle, which is, by the way, I you might have told this to me months ago. There's no chorus in Bottle, right?
No, there isn't.
Yeah, it's like a straight up freestyled metal track. Like,
There's no chorus in that song. Yep, yep. It's one of like I have a few songs that are like that, but there's like no chorus, but they're super old. I used to write like that, bro.
I think that's cool.
I might bring back some shit, bro. Honestly, I might bring back some shit.
Yeah, I would be super excited to hear it. But yeah, man, like there's no like I love how well rounded you are because like going back to the influences thing, like you can see that like you listen to everything when you listen to your music.
Oh, absolutely, bro. That's key, man. That's vital because you can't just gain influence from one specific genre. Like, as a teenager, I listened to nothing but like punk reggae and metal, and that's all it was for me is punk reggae and metal constantly, and hip hop, of course, and
Yeah.
you know, uh, hip hop just naturally. We're from the Bronx; it's just ingrained in us. You know what I mean? Like hip
Yeah.
hop is it's not even like a genre anymore. It's just a life. Like it's just part of your life. You go into somebody's car, they're usually playing 95% of the time they're playing hip hop. That's
Yeah.
go to a club, you go anywhere, somebody is, waiting for something, someone in between sets or something waiting to play. They're usually playing some old school hip hop or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digress. God, what was I getting into? Oh yeah. So me branching out and listening to different music, getting into, more indie and dance hall and oh my god, just Latin feels, bossa nova, things like that, like more obscure things, and just branching out and listening to all of these sounds and all these things, jazz especially, and funk. So like that really, really influenced the whole genre rainbow thing that I've been doing. So,
Do you think that helped with like because you learn like songs that you enjoy on the side, obviously. Like, do you think that made it easier to learn stuff too? Because like I hang out with this guy, he's my best friend, and when he has a guitar in his hand, we're sitting around chilling. I'd be like, play, do you think you know this? And like nothing needs to be researched, he just plays it. He looks up into the sky for like 5 seconds and then he figures it out. Do you think that you like branching off like starting to listen to other stuff helped with your playing and learning as well?
um,
Or do you
yeah,
think that you still had that natural thing from playing for so long?
yeah, yes and no, because man, I was on a writing spree for like years and I never did covers, bro. I mean, like years and years straight. I never did covers. I only played my own music. And I think I might have learned a couple Green Day songs, a couple Metallica songs, some Ozzy, and like some Sublime
Mhm.
over the years. Oh, and like Foo Fighters,
Yeah.
like little alternative shit here and there, just like to play at parties and shit, just so people are like, oh, cool, cool, some Incubus, shit like that. Um, but other than that, bro, my cover catalog was like slim, dude.
Mm.
It's just playing and just playing and playing for hours a day for so many years. I can hear something now, and it's almost like I know where on the fretboard, like to at least like start, or at least I get a feel for the bass note, and I can figure it out from there. You know what I
I've
mean?
watched you do it. It's amazing.
Yeah. So like you see me like slide around and just looking for the bass note, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well if there's the bass note, then the chord is here. and I'm like in it, and that's pretty much how that comes about, dude. It's just feel and an ear. That's pretty much it, man.
And thank you for having it because it's helped me.
Oh, dude, of course, man. Nah, man, like you practicing so much, and just when you tell me that you practice for like 3 hours, bro, that shit makes my heart light, bro. I get mad happy. I get excited. I'm just like, bro, because you on your way.
When I nailed that last resort riff the other night, I was like the first person I went into my phone. I was like, gotta send it to Drew. Dude, I was racking my hand on that for 2 weeks straight, and I don't know what it was. I was blocking out something by accident, and then I figured it out by the grace of God the other night, and I like got off my futon and I was like, yes, like, and I immediately sent it to him. But
Bro, from the first video that you sent me to that last one, there is like drastic fucking improvement, bro. Insane.
thank you. It's
Insane, bro. Sometimes too, what helps is like practicing before you go to sleep.
yeah,
I don't know why. For some reason, like muscle memory just like sticks so much better when you just like do something or read something and you just go to sleep. Like
yeah.
that's how I've managed to memorize all my lyrics.
Ever since like you started teaching me, whenever I practice a song before bed, like rigorously too, if I do it a week or two straight, then my hand just becomes like accustomed to it at a certain point.
Exactly, exactly. Even the stretches and shit, right? Like you feel
Yeah.
like okay, it gets a little easier every day, every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So
Bro.
I wanted to get into two things and then lead into a third, only if you're allowed to talk about the third. So I'll do the two first.
Sure, bro.
Um, so you were playing for like all these years, open mics, clubs, and then you eventually get an FLC. Uh, you eventually get to like open up for Michael Graves.
Yeah, I did.
And
At
you got
once
on
in
Warp
Lincoln.
Tour also.
Mm-hmm.
So explain like that process, like how does that opportunity come about? And you can be honest about the Michael Graves thing too, because you've spoke to me privately about it. If you want to
Yeah.
talk about it, you can.
The Michael Graves thing, I don't even remember who booked me for that show, but somebody asked me, actually, it might have been, I think it was somebody from the haunt, like one of the workers. I think it was actually somebody who had seen me there like recently because I was playing that place kind of frequently. It was, I was doing maybe like once a month there for like a few months. That's where I met John Black and, um, I met a lot of people there actually that I still like keep in contact with and shit.
Nice.
But that show, that Michael Graves show, that was pretty fun and very, very interesting. Um, I don't,
If you can't get into certain stuff, it's cool.
I, I don't want anything to come back and bite me in the ass.
Gotcha.
But let's just say we didn't sell the house out.
Got it.
There weren't that many people there, but that stage was awesome. The sound was awesome. And I actually ended up getting a lot of free beer that night.
There's nothing to complain about with free beer.
You know what I'm saying? So it was an honor to be able to open up for Michael Graves of the Misfits, and just another notch to add to the awesome shit that I've gotten to experience through musicianship, which is great. Another good one was Dick Dale.
Oh
May
wow.
he rest in peace. He was the king of surf rock. He did the theme song for Pulp Fiction.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I got to open up for him at Ortley Beach, New Jersey, at the surf club.
That's
Bro,
cool.
that was such a beautiful show, man. I just was on stage doing my thing, and I would look out, and I just see the horizon, bro. I just see the water and the sun setting on the horizon. It was insane.
That sounds like a cool atmosphere. You said that was in New Jersey?
All the way down at the end, like by the Jersey Shore, Ortley Beach.
Man, that's cool.
It's kind of deep, but bro, what an experience, man.
And
Fucking So the whole Warp Tour
Yeah,
thing,
how did that happen? See, now this is something that we've talked about off the show, but I don't think I've ever asked how you got on it.
I got on it because I knew the hype man and tour manager of Gym Class Heroes. So
Oh,
my boy Mark De Jesus, shout out to Mark, bro,
shout
love
out,
you,
Mark.
man. Um, he actually got me in and got me to play the MySpace stage. And in New York, it was really cool because Travi himself actually introduced me before my set. So they had just played an acoustic set, and I was right after them in the
Wow.
MySpace tent. So it was crazy, like him just being like, "This is my boy Drew, about to kill it for y'all."
That's,
Like,
that's so cool.
yeah, I got to open up for Gym Class Heroes at Knitting Factory as well too, and I actually,
Wow.
yeah, I had a little three-piece band going as well. Drew Torres and the Gusto.
Nice. At the Knitting Fact, that's another nice spot in Brooklyn. Thank God that place is still there.
Yeah, bro, that
That's
was
a
a
fun
great
place to
show
go to.
because I opened up for Gym Class Heroes, Hangar 18, who was a sick hip
Wow.
hop artist, and Cobra Starship.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
You have a pretty good track list, like of opening for cool ass people.
Yeah, bro, it was insane, man. Insane. Good
And you've played
experience.
Irving Plaza before, haven't? Was it Irving?
No, I played Starland. Starland.
Starland. That's a good venue as well.
Yeah. So I played that stage by myself. That huge ass stage.
Wow.
Bro, I was a sack of nerves. That was from winning like 3 rounds of an open mic, I mean of a battle of the bands by myself as well.
So it was just you acoustic, and you won a whole 3 round battle of the bands competition.
Yep. And got to the semifinals and played Starland Ballroom.
If that doesn't show you how good Drew is, there was no band. It was just you being awesome.
It was crazy, man. It was fun. My dreads were like, oh my God.
You know, there's some pissed off drummer somewhere
Yeah.
till this
Yeah.
day who lost the battle of the bands thing and is like that fucking Drew Torres guy.
But you know what's crazy though is that thing started at the Bowery Poetry Club. And I still kind of remember a lot of the bands. They were actually really cool about it. They were like, man, you deserve that, bro. They were like, you killed it. Like it's fucking amazing, you know? But what's awesome about that is my boy Dove was running the front door at that time, and he was just like, no. Really? He was like, yeah, you got this, bro. You got this shit. And he was right, man. He was right. He was fucking right.
That's
Oh,
so
so,
cool.
yeah.
Um, this is the thing I'm not sure if you're allowed to talk about. So I'm gonna ask it without saying the name, and then if you can say it, because I think it'd be interesting. Or if you can't, we'll just go on.
Okay.
Uh, you play for so long that eventually, like you want to attempt to get signed. I'm assuming as you're in the middle of your career. Uh, you've told me off camera, off podcast that you were given an opportunity by a certain place. Is that is that something that is okay to talk about, or can we talk about it without the name?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so like let's call them so and so.
Gotcha.
So and so records. Yeah, I did a little something for them. I did a little radio interview type thing for someone who was an affiliate who worked with them, worked closely with the bands, which at the time included like Taking Back Sunday and I think that was their biggest act at the
Yeah.
time. So yeah, I mean, it was an ambitious thing. It was an indie label, and they had it. They had it. It was like up and coming, but then things just kind of went belly up, and they're not even around anymore. So me staying where I was actually just it was good. It sustained me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
no harm, no foul, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I didn't. I didn't do damage to I didn't do anything, that benefited it either, but I didn't damage my career or anything like that, or end up in a financial hole or something.
There's
I've
a lot
never
of
been
politics
signed.
when it comes to stuff like that.
Back, like I've never been signed, so I really don't know what the details entail nowadays, especially now with being a digital age and everything like that. Everything must be so much more different than when you had a record contract, like.
Yeah. Because going back to that FLC, like, like you said, you were selling demos and sold out your demos. So,
Yeah,
kids, what that means is Drew went into a recording studio, recorded his songs, played a show, and re- sold the CDs he recorded his songs on, and he sold them out.
yeah.
He didn't have a table, but a Spotify link card on it.
I just had MySpace.
Yeah.
That was all I had. MySpace, man.
Which, by the way, shameless plug, go listen to Drew Torres' music on Spotify.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
No problem. Besides all the music and stuff, though, we meant to talk about this the last time you were on the show, and we never got to touch on it because I think we were way too busy laughing. But you did like right before COVID, you did a play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, talk about that. Like talk like what it was about, how you got the opportunity, because you were super excited about it. I remember.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. It was called the Archetypes. It was a production done by Beyond Liminal, who was run by my boy Rob and his friend Stephanie. She's a mutual friend of ours as well. They're both everybody's friends. But we all know each other, right?
All homies.
Fucking semantics. Anyway, these guys put this beautiful fucking production together and had me be a part of it. And I got to act out a nice monologue. I got to perform one of my original songs, Smile,
Nice.
which was fucking, it's a different feeling when you're performing for like a theater audience. It's like all eyes are on you, like for sure, for sure. You know that that's what they're there for. That is what they're watching. Like they're looking into every piece of symbolism that is directed toward the whole like grand scheme and big picture of this production that they're watching. It's a beautiful experience. It feels so different from when you're playing a club or a bar or something. It ain't stepping.
Yeah. And was your dialogue was music based, wasn't it? From what I remember you telling me.
It had a pentameter to it. It had like a little beat to it. Kind of was very like it was basically about this character who was based on Franz Kafka's Archetypes. It's a different personality types. So I was the shadow, and I guess my shadow being the creative being that I am, and having that aspect of my life being something that comes from like an unknown place within, the shadow self, so it's basically it was a nice thing on personalities, on plays, and just the human psyche. It was
That's fucking
cool.
deep. And was it like going into it because you're so used to playing shows? Was this more nerve wracking than doing a music performance?
Yeah, it was, because bro, there was a lot more preparation for this. There was like, I mean, I could pick up my guitar and play every day, but to coordinate something with all these people, and this is a production like that you're a part of. You are a vital piece of this thing, this puzzle. So it's like you have your part, and it's very, very important for you to do it at the best of your ability. So of course there's so much more like pressure. When I'm playing on stage with like the guys and shit like that, like, yeah, one of us will fuck up a note, nobody will notice. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because we're busy, we're going, we're fucking doing, just walk right past it. you
Yeah.
know. But when you're on stage like that and like the spotlight's on you and there's only you and one other person like doing things actively on stage, it's pretty like
It's
heartbreaking.
intense.
It's the adrenaline definitely starts flowing.
Yeah. I remember like thinking it was so cool when you told me that because, like we're close friends and I know how long you've been plucking away at music, but I also know you're passionate about doing other stuff. And I remember like how excited you were like when you told me about that. And I remember thinking like, man, that's so cool because it's still in his realm in a sense. It's music, but like I would say at your core, not only are you a musician, but I think you're a performer. Like you think you're a
Uh,
creative entertainer. And I
it,
thought I was so bummed I couldn't make it because I had work stuff, but I remember like thinking like, man, like that's so cool that he gets to do like this thing he loves in a completely different way than what he's used to.
yep. It's crazy because we actually ended up taking a piece of the play. And when I played FLC with the guys, we had Stephanie do her interpretive dance from the play to Smile.
I remember that. That was cool.
Hmm. So you get to see like pretty much what I did there. Only you didn't get to hear the monologue and all that shit, but that dance and shit that she did and everything, like bro, that's all happening next to me on stage, and I'm just like there, like playing, and I'm like, oh man, this is insane. This is intense, bro. It's crazy.
You also composed music for a documentary.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, I did.
Tell those people what the documentary is about and why they should watch it.
Hope in the Dark, it's called. It's about Hurricane Maria, and it is a pace documentary that I had a lot of fun working on. It was great. The process was just insane. Like, it was just cool to like be in a room and to make up things to this movie that I was just like, you know, the headphones are going, my feelings are going, emotions, and just my hands are just fucking, I don't know. Like, it was almost like I tried to make some sort of background narration for this thing. And it came out great. It came out beautiful. And the person who's making well, there were many people making this documentary, but the main, the head like professor on it, she we played it for her over a FaceTime call or something. It was something like this, like a Zoom call or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember she started like tearing up when she heard it, and she was like, "Ah," she was like, "God, she was like, that's beautiful. That's what I wanted. That's like exactly what we need for this." I was mad, like, oh,
That must
yes,
be like such a super gratifying feeling because somebody's basically like putting like a part of their art in your hands. They're like,
yes, and
here.
trusting me with it, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, wow. It was crazy going to the screening, man. I got emotional, like I got all teary eyed and seeing my name in the credits, man. It's nice, man. So that documentary is actually, you can see it on YouTube.
Okay.
It's just called Hurricane. It's actually called Hope in the Dark. You can
Oh,
check that out on Pace Docs, I believe.
gotcha. Yeah, guys, go check that out. Like you do the play, you compose for like for this documentary, and you know what else like do you want to do, man? Like obviously, like I I I know stuff that you're doing that I'm not going to say on here until you're ready to tell the rest of the world. But what else do you want to do outside writing albums? Because I think the sky's the limit, bro. Like you've already branched out over the few years, and all of it is successful.
Well, you know what, man? I don't voiceovers. That's what I want to conquer next. That's what I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna
Because you
shoot for
love
that.
cartoons.
I fucking love cartoons, bro. I do. I'm obsessed. Absolutely. Cartoons and anime and anything anything that doesn't look like real life.
what's Well,
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge movie fan too, but on my downtime, I am usually watching cartoons or anime.
what's your top? Give me like a top three cartoons for you of all time. If somebody's like listening right now and they're like, I should get into cartoons, give them
Um,
three.
Ren and Stimpy,
Yes.
Rocko's Modern Life, and Shin Chan.
Shin Chan. Well, I never heard of that one. What's that one about?
It's actually it was on Adult Swim. It's about this little kid named Shin, and he's just the raunchiest little kid, always making fart and ass jokes, and it's hilarious. And the way his mom interacts with him is just like ridiculous. It's hilarious, bro. It's like one of those things, man, where it's like such an adult cartoon, but it looks so kiddish. Like it looks so
It looks like it's
like
for children.
yeah, it really does. And it's like, oh my God, when you hear the shit that comes out of their mouths, you're like, it's just like one of those things, bro.
What cartoon would you like to voice over? Is there any cartoon that like you would love to get a chance? Like, let's say if they rehashed something, or would you more so want to do your own original stuff?
You know what, bro? Honestly, I would love to be the voice of any like Star Wars cartoon character
That would
or
be cool.
any like Disney character. I mean, I can sing and everything like that. Like any kind of like Disney role or Star Wars or I know that's like shooting real high up there and everything like that, but
Hey
even
man.
something, like a Rick and Morty type too, very like like, very like raspy, kind of like, gritty.
Yeah.
Um yeah, just what, bro, honestly, anything that I feel like fits, like if they're looking, if they give me a description of something, I could probably do a voice for it.
Yeah, no, your impressions of people are hilarious.
Yeah.
And I know like you told me like in the middle of the pandemic that you were already kind of like just working on stuff a little bit like in the downtime.
Yeah.
So like you're already ahead of the curve in a sense with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Oh,
hope.
that movie voice thing. Bro, I would love to do that. I would fucking love to do that, coming next fall.
Yo,
That
yeah. Yo, yeah, you imitate that so
I would love to do that shit, bro. If I could be that guy. Like, we can't have that many guys that do that on this
yeah,
earth.
right. There has to only be like three of them.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
wouldn't hurt to have a fourth.
I need to be the fourth horseman, bro.
That's so fun. I never thought of that. That's a good point. How many of those dudes are there?
You know what I'm saying? Or those guys that read the shit like really, really fast at the end. I
Yeah,
could probably do that. Like the radio commercial shit.
yeah. Like side effects may include diarrhea, shitting. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Exactly.
I feel like if you were to do a voice,
Diarrhea and shitting.
I feel like if you were to do a voice for ending of a commercial like that, you would laugh too.
I probably would. We had to do like 4 takes at least.
Oh my god!
Man.
I got a few short ones to end it out here. What's your favorite record
Oh
that
my
like an album that you could go back and listen to over and over again?
shit. Fucking, it's a really, really obscure punk album. It's so stupid because I'm like, God, let it go already, man. You've been listening to this album since you were like fucking 15 years old. But dude, it's still like, I have it on CD, I have it on vinyl, I have it in a playlist on Spotify. Like, I've been listening to this one album for like half my life, dude. It's this band called Oscar,
Okay.
Osker, and the album is called Idol Will Kill.
Idol Will Kill. That's a cool
Bro,
name for an album.
I've been listening to this album since I was 15. I
Damn.
mean, like, actively.
That's a
Bro,
long time.
it's crazy, man. I was still in high school. It was just, I don't know, man. I think I bought like 3 copies of it because like I lost one. Um, my Discman. No, I lost my Discman, and that CD was in it.
Shit.
And so that was one copy. The second copy got so scratched up that it wouldn't play anymore. And then the third copy, I think one of my ex-girlfriends was like, "Here, you can have mine."
Wow. Well, you'll always have it in some way or another.
Well, shit. Now, yeah, I've got the CD, the fucking vinyl, and the Spotify shit, man. I'm on it.
Uh, Before my last one, favorite video game, and I guess that's a two-parter. Why the hell are you so good at Tetris? Drew is amazing at Tetris.
Bro, I've been playing Tetris for fucking forever, man. Since like 5 years old. And there's people out there who are way better than me. Seriously.
I
There are.
believe it, but you like watching you play is like mind blowing to me. I don't, I can't.
Yeah, man, that actually shit, that might be my well, okay. Damn, that's so hard, bro. I can't.
You give me a
Because
top
I
three if you
love
want.
Tetris. Like I love Tetris, bro. But one of my favorite games ever since I was a kid is Contra
Okay.
for NES, like the original Contra for Nintendo. I could still play that game today. Sometimes I do, like when I'm like waiting for an Uber or something like that, or I'm like just hanging out here or whatever. I'm like waiting for something, like hair dyes in my hair or something. I'm here playing Contra.
Nice.
I got
Man.
the new Xbox, and I bought the Contra Anniversary Series collection on it.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck all these games that are all out and new and modern. I'm gonna play Contra on this brand new Xbox.
Fucking A, man.
Oh man, bro.
Dude, but I guess to end it out, I guess my final question would be like, and I guess anybody could take anything from this. Uh, you know, I've known you a long time, and we don't have to air out anything personal on here, but like we're best friends. We tell each other everything, and you've gone through some stuff, man, that like I can't imagine another human being going through. But you still like managed to have such a positive like outlook on things and like positive motivation to push forward in life. Uh, how do you do it, bro? Like, what keeps you? What keeps you? How do you keep yourself so grounded? And what advice would you have to give anybody who feels like they can't keep themselves grounded?
Am I grounded?
You do a good job to me, bro.
Oh man, that's a wow. First of all, thank you, thank you. That is like that's actually one of the most beautiful compliments ever. Thank you so much, bro.
No problem.
And you know, I think if it's one thing that I've learned through all of the bad experiences is that you're gonna live through it.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna live another day. You're gonna go to sleep and you're gonna wake up. The sun's gonna rise. It's gonna be a fresh start. Like try not to carry yesterday's problems with you tomorrow,
Yeah.
or today, you know, because it's just depressing, you
Yeah.
know. It's too burdensome to hold, you know. So rather than even having this luggage, just be yourself, speak your mind, be truthful, be honest. There's nothing that you ever have to be stressful over, stressed over, because, bro, once you live a specific, well, once you live by a more like, I guess, Jesus. Sounds so bad already. Making me sound like a narcissist.
No.
No, but you know, you want good karma in life if you believe in karma.
Yeah.
I personally don't. I don't believe in luck. I'm not a superstitious person. I believe that when you do good, good comes from that good.
Yeah.
And it just perpetuates and keeps going further down. You know, when you do bad, you understand that there is a cycle of bad shit that has to come around, or you have to keep doing it to sustain, or you have to. There's always some kind of negative outcome from negative action. You
Yeah.
know, so in order to keep myself from cycling mentally in a spiral of negativity, I try to keep myself as positive as possible, because there is possibility. There is always hope. There can be a change if there needs to be a change, or there can be perseverance and ambition that can be led, you know, into something that's, you know, great, goal worthy, you know, just it's, bro, there's so much shit going on in this world.
For
The
real.
best thing that we could do is just focus on the best for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
beautifully said, man. I couldn't say anything better myself. I just
Yeah.
want to let you know, man, before we end this podcast out and I stop the recording, like obviously we'll chat for a little bit, but you know, a few months ago, I was ghost like from social media. I was ghosted. The show was on pause, and I want to let you know, and I'm not just blowing smoke, that if it wasn't for a conversation I had with Tina, a conversation I had with Lauren, and a conversation I had with you, you know, when I was at your house not too long ago, a few weeks ago before I revamped the page up, I don't think I would have been doing this. I think those three conversations, especially the one with you, stuck. And you've always been somebody that's motivated me to keep going for my dream. And we're best friends, but you're also a role model to me. And I know other people, dude. And I just want to thank you for that, because I feel like everybody needs that guy in their life. And you are that guy for me. And it's just like an honor to be your friend, man. And I'm a fan too. I'm your best friend and I'm a fan. So
Well, bro, you know, the only reason why is because I truly and sincerely believe in you, bro. Like, you do this well, and just keep fucking going, man. Keep going. I'm already proud of you. You already know that, you
thank you,
know.
bro.
So fucking, you know, it's all love, bro. Anything you need, man, you know me, man. I'm always here. So
Thank you, man. I
of
appreciate it.
course, brother. Of
Of
course.
course, man. Guys, if you haven't already, Drew's music is available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube as well, right? As the most recent album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
Look Back to the Past is on all streaming platforms, and Welcome to the Present. That's your first
Yeah.
album.
It's on SoundCloud, I believe, as well. Every international platform as well. I believe it's just on every platform.
Yeah, the music is everywhere.
It's on everything. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, all the main shit, Amazon, whatever the fuck. You can get it. It's there.
Guys, go check it out. And if they want to follow you on Instagram, where can they follow you at?
At Drew Torres Trio for the band stuff, or me personally at the DA underscore Drewnicorn, like DREWNICORN, Drewnicorn.
Hell yeah. Drew, thanks for coming on the show, man. And also, Drew answered the internet with us a while back. It's my favorite one. Thanks to Barstool Sports for making that cool card game. The Drew's episode is my favorite.
Oh, man, thank you, bro. That was a fun time, man.
Yeah, man. And we'll get you back on visual content very soon. The visual content's gonna come back. This is going on YouTube. This.
Nice.
So
Awesome, bro.
we had a bunch of stuff coming for you. Drew will always be back, and you're always welcomed here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. You're a part of this.
Always, man.
As and the recording, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and One more for the good guys. Rest in peace, Scott All.
That's right.